Welcome to ARTbop and a special interview with John Baxter from the Carradines and Brendan McCarthy from Apollo Steam Train, who are both performing at the RockFest October 28th in this venue where we're recording this interview. And so basically, welcome along guys to this special interview.
Thanks for inviting us along.
Yeah, cheers for having us, mate.
Absolutely pleasure. We're going to keep it casual and just really talk about the RockFest and what we have in plan. But to start off with, I want to let you guys do a bit of the talking. Tell me, starting with you, John, tell me what you are looking forward to with RockFest.
Well, obviously looking forward to playing, looking forward to seeing the other bands play as well. There's some great talent coming this year, as there always is. But the other thing is supporting the Cancer Foundation. My mother died of cancer, so it's it's something that's close to my heart. And yeah, looking forward to playing and looking forward to hopefully raising some good money for the Cancer Foundation.
Yeah, me too actually.
Yeah.
That's very true about the cause. The main cause of the RockFest is to raise money for the Cancer Society. That's the Waikato Bay of Plenty Cancer Society. And a lot of us from the RockFest of the bands participating, including myself and John, have had family or close friends suffer from or die from cancer, so it's very, very close to home for us. For me personally, in my band Nightshade, a little bit of a shameless plug there.
T-shirt plug. Yeah, absolutely.
On a sort of more serious note, there's been a couple of members that have undergone some pretty intense therapy lately, and so it's very, very close to home for me. What about for you, Brendan?
I've been pretty lucky actually. Haven't really been touched in the extended family by cancer at all. So yeah, it's obviously here to support and play the gig. So just looking forward to just playing Totara Street, which is our local mecca, so to speak.
Indeed, the amazing Totara Street venue, which we're so fortunate to have in Tauranga the Mount. So it's a 450 capacity venue. We want to pack the place out.
Yep. Absolutely.
And
big stage.
Yes.
Yeah, good size.
Yeah. What else? Tell me what else you like about this
massive
venue.
stage, great sound system, full-on light system, and the guys that organise this place, Ross and Jay and the crowd, they do a fantastic job. It's always good sound, good light. You can actually see what you're doing. You can see what you're playing, and the sound, as far as the musician, is fantastic on stage.
It's great.
You can hear everything.
Yeah, it's a professional gig. It's brilliant.
It is, and that was the intention that Ross and Jay had when they set it up. By the way, that's Ross Schilling and Jay Munro. Kudos to you guys. Thank you very much for letting us have the RockFest here. That was the vision they had in the beginning, was to create a stage that it made you feel like you were doing an international kind of festival sort of gig. Even though the venue itself, the stage is big, you've got the high truss. You can see it from here in the back there. That's how high it is, because we're actually up on the mezzanine floor in the Totara Street. And we're looking back at the stage. The truss is about 5 metres above the stage, with the hung PA speakers, and it's got a lot of depth to the stage too, which I know a lot of musicians enjoy playing on. Yeah,
it's good. Plus, but also the crowd area is short throw, so you get a really good feeling right with the audience. You're still above them enough to not break any gear or have that level of professionalism, but it's not like the people are way down the back. You can see people at the back really easily, and it just makes it just a great space to be in.
It does. It's
great for everything. It's great sound, great for people coming along with their cameras, taking photographs and stuff. You can get right up there close with the band and really get a good view and have a good jump around.
Absolutely.
It's come a long way too, eh? Do you remember when it first started?
Yeah.
Because the RockFest was here last year, wasn't it?
It was here last year, so this is going to be the second year for the RockFest. But the other thing too is the Totara St is about to celebrate its second birthday in October. I think the week before or a couple of weeks before the Totara St, and this is the second birthday, 2 years under the name Totara St. Before that was actually
that's right.
still operating.
Yeah, it's the Performing Arts Centre, wasn't it?
It's the Maunganui Performing Arts Centre. It's actually been going for about 4 or 5 years. Aaron Saxon was here originally, and that was sort of 3 years ago was when I kind of came on the scene, just a year before it changed names.
Yeah. It's become a real touring venue now, isn't it?
It has.
It's the spot.
It's the spot. We've had international acts playing here too.
It's been amazing.
You
It's
guys-
been some really good bands playing here.
Amazing. I mean, we've got guys from Foreigner and Journey playing here in January, is it?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
I mean, coming to this venue.
Every February,
I'm trying to remember the other guys that have played here. I mean, you probably remember a few names.
I usually do, but not
So,
right now.
There's been plenty of the.
And I've only had one of these. It's not,
I better give it another. The national tour.
No, we did a gig here a little while ago with a British ska band, Bad Manners. That was another good gig. Yeah. So those guys came over from the UK. Well, some of them actually based in Australia now, but
they were quite a legendary.
they've been going for a long time. Since the late '70s. So
did he have his braces and the whole?
Had the whole
thing.
Nice.
Got the Doc Martens on.
Fantastic sound, and the place was pretty packed. I was quite surprised.
Yeah, I missed that, unfortunately.
But it's really good that overseas acts and the bigger New Zealand acts are actually coming here. The Black Seeds here just on the weekend.
Just on the weekend, they packed the whole venue out.
It was sold out, wasn't it? Yeah. It's always good to see a sellout here.
So the place is doing well and doing some good things for Tauranga, because really there aren't many places in Tauranga where bands can play now.
Not like good touring bands. There used to be Brewers Bar down the road, and there used to be Frampton's that was actually run and owned by Ross.
So that was called Frampton's, so that's now up the road here, isn't it?
Yeah, Super Groove and Head Like a Hole. They used to play there.
Yeah.
But those guys are starting to come here now. I mean, we've had already had Head Like a Hole playing here.
Alien Weaponry were through.
That was a fantastic gig.
That was good.
That was really good.
Yeah. Sorry, I missed that. Also, Heavy Metal Ninjas. That was a pretty amazing gig.
Yeah.
So everybody's starting to come here.
A lot of diversity too, you're getting all sorts of music coming through.
Well, that's true. It's not just about the rock, it's also the reggae, dance, DJ. I mean, the DJ dance gigs here also pack the place out. Yeah. So anyway, we should really come back to the RockFest.
It is just about the rock, sorry.
Right now it is just about this. So we've got the Carradines and Apollo Steam Train. We were going to have another special guest on the show. Unfortunately, Ian Clark from Eternal Sea can't be here. So we've just got two local bands, the Carradines and Apollo Steam Train. Now, starting with John, tell me about the Carradines. We can see the
Carradines. We've been going for probably close on 4 years now.
Wow.
All original stuff. We occasionally chuck in the odd cover, but usually just original stuff. We've been a bit slow on the recording front, but we're hoping to get an album out this next year.
Oh, at that new studio you were telling me about.
Yeah. Out of friend Dave's studio. It's been really good to us, so we're hoping to get the whole album out. 3-piece, bass, drums and guitar. Brett's singing, and I do some singing too. I'm on bass usually, and Brett's on guitar, and we've got Vern on drums, who's a bit of a maniac. And a lot of fun, strange mixture. I mean, it is rock, it's punk crossed with metal, I guess you'd call it, but there's a bit of all sorts thrown in there as well. We like to mix it up a bit.
Bit of Iron Maiden and Motorhead in there. I detected it straight away from Brett. Iron Maiden, fan.
Yeah, well, Brett's the headbanger out of the three of us. Vern and I are more in the old school punk rock vein, but each of us listen to all sorts of stuff. Apart from, we're not really fans of pop music as such, shall we say?
Yeah, neither.
Basically, we're all punk and metal fans, so this suits us down to the ground. Yeah,
Indeed. We'll come back to the Carradines actually shortly, because it's the Carradines are actually one of my favourite local bands. I really dig their sound, and I'm not being biased.
and we didn't pay him to say that either.
Maybe. No.
He even let us on for a second year, which is, he said he wouldn't let anybody on. So
Well,
so.
Well, that's saying something, yeah. Because we had the Carradines were here for the first gig, and how did you enjoy that one? Tell us.
Oh, it's fantastic, really good. Yeah.
That was actually the first time I saw you guys too.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Oh,
a year ago.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to pay a lot of people, a lot of bribes to get people to come along.
Gave them
No, it was a great night, really good night. We could have done with a few more people to raise a bit more money for the Cancer Society, but it's always the same when you start these things off, you know, it's just
The first year's always
getting the
fun.
name out there, you know. I remember going the first big day out and there was hardly anybody there really, you know,
It was
you know,
a
it
success,
takes a while for it to come around and that name to get out there, and we've, you know, got some good sponsors and some good people behind it this year, so hopefully it'll be massive and sell out.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. And to be fair though, it was the first sort of festival gig that was local. Last year's RockFest, I'm talking about.
For rock music.
Solely for rock music for as long as I've lived here, which is 10 years.
Yeah.
And so it was a different sort of gig for people. They had to come out early, and trying to sell that to people and get it across the line was always going to be difficult the first time. But there was still over 100 people here, was there not? I think it was
150
and it's
total, including musicians.
It's a big room, so it's you know, if you put 100 people in, you know, some of the other
Exactly.
it's only because we've got a full upstairs as well. And so it was definitely a success, and it was a good gig. You guys sounded great.
But I mean, the crowd was awesome. They were
Into it.
amazing. They were so
Yeah.
loud, but they were fully
They
into
were,
it.
eh?
Yeah,
Like, right from the start, like,
it was a really good gig. Yeah.
The Squid, because you played in two bands last year. It was the
Oh, I
Liberator
did,
Squid
yeah.
and
Yeah.
the Carradines, and you guys opened.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
so-
went, the great thing was the crowd was there right from the start.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is a little unusual for a sort of 5 or 6 hour.
Yeah, well, usually people come late, you know, and they'll wait till, you know, the headline acts come on. So,
But don't do that.
No.
Once you come right from the start.
because
In fact, some of them ran out of steam, really, didn't they?
Yeah.
So, like, getting into the last couple of bands.
and I believe we're on first this year, so you better come along early.
Yeah, and I, regrettably, I didn't want to have these guys on first. These guys deserve to be a headline act, but we had a few technical difficulties with someone flying back, some musicians flying back from Australia.
Yeah, which caused a couple of problems.
But moving on to Apollo Steam Train, this is your first time at the RockFest?
Yep. We're a Virgin Rockfesters, so to speak. Apollo Steam Train's been together for just on a year in our current lineup.
Is that right? Only a year?
Yeah, it was August last year that we got our bass player. We just went to the usual lineup.
Mind you, he
changes.
sort of makes up for two bass players.
Yes,
really. He's a
tall
massive
enough.
dude.
Yeah, Mr. Ian Clark. Ian Clark. Yeah, he's a bit of a multitasker, and he's actually in the Eternal Sea as well. So
Indeed, which is another band that is playing
Yep.
for the RockFest this year.
yeah,
Good band too.
completing the 3 local band lineup. So we've been together for a year, and I sort of took about a year and a half. I'm sort of from the cover scene quite heavily in the last 10 years. I've sort of been playing covers, but I've been a musician for ever, and so I had a long stint in originals and long stints in covers, and then originals again and then covers again. So chopped and changed. But yeah, it was about 3.5 years ago. Just sort of got sick of playing covers and went, I'm just going to go and record some back catalogue. So I did a lot of recording before I found the 2 guys that are in Apollo Steam Train now.
Oh, right.
So
you
as a-
make them play your stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. we are writing together now, and we've got a couple of. We actually got a song written specifically for the RockQuest.
A new one?
Yep, brand new. It's a probably borrowing a few tricks from you guys, so it's very much a pop punk kind of a sort of a Ramones
right.
tribute, maybe.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah,
Look forward to it.
Yeah. So, so we're a three-piece as well. So, in fact, all three of the local bands are all three-pieces, which is
Wow,
it's the best way to go because
it's quite funny.
the more people you have, the more problems you have getting everybody together in one place.
Absolutely.
Family problems, girlfriend problems, whatever problems in general.
Rock and roll problems.
Three pieces is the way to go.
They are, and the other reason I like three pieces is I call them power trios. Because, I mean, look, we've got Jimi Hendrix behind you on the wall there, a typical classic example of a power trio with a Hendrix experience. It's the way to go. You can be tighter than a four-piece for some reason, you know.
Well, as long as everybody gives it 100%, and usually a lot of the time the bands that have some experience, they're all good performers in their own right. Often multiple singers, like our band, we've got two guys that, Brett does the main singing, I do backup vocals and stuff, but same with you guys, and that works so well, everybody's functioning well, everybody's giving it, 110%,
there's no one that sort of sits back because there's no room to sit back.
No.
If one person sits back, you really notice it.
We all come off stage just dripping because you got to
give
it everything.
Well, a band that reminds me of exactly what you're talking about, and one of my favourite rock bands at the moment has been since the early 90s, is King's X.
Oh, yeah.
They're a three-piece, and they have this most amazing full sound. They all give it all.
Yeah.
Every one of those musicians are amazing at what they do, bass, drums and guitar, and they all sing three-part harmonies. So they get this sound that's bigger than the sum of their parts.
Yeah. But that's the essence of the sound that I've tried to create is based on harmonies all the time. So it's
and you guys actually do really good harmonies.
We work on that a lot. So our music is not probably recognised as heavy rock. Would you say? I would say I used to call it pop rock, but it's moving more towards some sort of pop punk and I don't know, more sonic rock perhaps.
Right.
A little bit more like alternative 90s rock.
Yeah. Right.
But it's just pigeonholing at the end of the day. You just get up there and play. And because it's original, it's just a reflection of what you wrote in your bedroom.
Yeah.
And I thought, that sounds all right, now let's take it to the lads and turn it up louder. That's all it is. So
it's hard to give yourself put yourself into a genre or whatever. I mean,
I know.
Really, you've got to come along
and watch,
check it out, and you can tell us afterwards what you think.
Exactly.
As long as you're not too rude.
Afterwards, you can pigeonhole.
You can be as rude as you like. We don't care.
It's funny how people are like that, though. They need a reference point to say, what do you sound like? And really, we should come back with, we sound like us.
Yeah.
Because it's original. It's how can you ever sound like? It's not possible to sound like anybody else.
It's like Motorhead sounds like Motorhead. Iron Maiden sounds like Iron Maiden, and the Carradines and the Polar Steam Train sound like
well, there's a mixture of all the things that those three people or four people or how many people you've got in the band, what they all listen to, because unless you've got one person that's the Führer and just says this is what you're going to do, but it usually doesn't last very long like that. It's a good thing with us. We give each other heaps. So we just laugh all the time and have fun doing it. And
especially with
we all do our own thing. Like we don't say, oh no, I don't like that guitar piece. We just do it and we jam and it becomes a song.
That's what I love about your band. It's been quite inspirational for me in that the next band, because I'm, apart from Nightshade, which we're just doing in the studio at the moment, I'm not actually performing live in a band. Legion of Descent have disbanded. So after the RockFest, I want to actually put together a power trio. And you guys have inspired me because I think I said this to you. You guys have fun when you're doing it, just like you're talking about before.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, when you've got songs like Stalker and Bury Me in Black Jeans, it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but it's, we've all experienced those things. Like the Stalker song just is actually based on reality, not through any of the three of us doing stalking, but
isn't it kind
we've had problems in the past with our girlfriends having problems.
Really?
Yeah. Not the ladies were with now, but in,
Past
way back,
relationships,
undies going missing off the line, strange goings on. The songs are actually based on reality. It's very rock and roll.
So it's reality. Plus, I also think of it as kind of a theme song, Stalker, because the Carradines themselves are about David Carradine. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, it was actually taken off the way he died, which we won't go into too much.
It might be X-rated.
But if you want to have a look on Google, you'll find out how he died.
Yeah. Anyway, so we've digressed a little bit here. There was one thing I was going to just add to the previous subject, and that was that, to do with pigeonholing and all that. We've got 8 bands playing, and afterwards you can pigeonhole them. But one thing I want everybody to know is that I've handpicked them myself, and there's quite a good variety of subgenres. I mean, it's all rock based.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But there's subgenres in there that's good variety. Like we've got, Deathner have just joined the bill, and they're more sort of classic heavy metal, a little bit of thrash, but more sort of what I would say is sort of a cross between Metallica, Iron Maiden, and Megadeth, which is sort of old school these days, and I like that stuff, I really do. But on top of that, we've got Apollo Steam Train at the other end of the spectrum, which is kind of pop rock or sonic rock.
Yeah, it's more. I would call them probably more commercial structures to the songs.
Yeah.
Than people would expect.
Actually, very well crafted songs. I mean, like "Walking on Ashes" is a song that I play on a radio show, and it's a great radio tune. But of course, another one that you guys, that's one of my favourites, is
Superstition. Yeah, that's coming out next year as a single at some point. It's the one that was in Filthy Rich with the pole dancing scene, which is a local private joke. But
speaking of pole dancing, we can't promise.
Kingsley's not doing any.
No.
We tried to get him up there, but no,
it was pretty funny though.
I was tempted to get my mankini out and do a bit of pole dancing.
It's been spoken of. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been kind of. The guys had to talk me down about that one. Sorry about it. Maybe next year. But this year, we are maybe semi-seriously looking at having a pole dancer. Is that right, Brendan?
Maybe semi-seriously. They could probably organise it.
Brendan has a contact.
No, I spoke to her and she said, no, Cage. You said Cage.
Did I say Cage?
Yeah. This happened after a few.
We can put our brother on it. It's a bit like Animal. He needs to be in a cage.
Yeah.
So what, did she sort of express interest? Or
she went, what does the cage look like? So she came back with a question. So there was interest. Yeah.
So it is cage dancing, not pole dancing.
Well, I thought cage was more metal, more rock.
Or both.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
But if she doesn't turn up, you got Kingsley instead.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you have to have a ring in.
No, don't worry. We don't want to turn off viewers. You won't have to put up with me. However, I will be emceeing a bit of the night with the help of these guys. I'm hoping these guys will. Actually, that's a good segue into how the night's going to roll for the RockFest. We've got 8 bands playing, and most of say the first 4 bands are half an hour, although the Carradines are going for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Because they have.
Because we need the exercise.
Well put. Yeah.
And they're so good. You won't regret seeing them. Make sure you come early to see the Carradines, by the way. So right at the end of the night, we've got. Let me see. I might even be able to go through the whole little bit.
Can you do it? Can I do it? Have you got enough fingers? Yes, you have.
Next year I won't have enough fingers. Anyway, let's go in reverse. The last band on the night's going to be Apollo Steam Train.
Yeah. We're playing last because Les is flying back from Australia, so he's not even in New Zealand until 6 o'clock.
Which is fair enough. And but the 3 headlining bands were playing just before Apollo Steam Train, and in this order: Eternal Sea, the Caridian, and Remote. Those are our 3 headlining bands. We've also got Play Big on.
Good band.
Yeah, let's talk about Play Big. It's a pretty exciting band, isn't it?
A little bit a little bit Rage Against the Machine sort of thing. They're fantastic band, great musicians, and their front man is just mental.
Right.
He's good. He's really good. He's a great singer rapper. You know, he's sort of that sort of approach, but heavy good sound,
oozing with energy. Like he is.
Check out the new single. I can't think what it's called offhand, but damn good song. We just released it.
They just
a few
released
weeks
it.
ago. No?
Yeah, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. It's called Emberson.
Yeah. Yeah,
Great guitar sound.
Actually, we did a gig with them a while back, didn't we? And
I
was very impressed. Good band.
That was a good night. We had the Carradines, Legion of Dissent, which our producer and director behind the scenes was also spitting some words to.
He was. He's going hard.
And that was a good night. I really enjoyed it. You know.
I hadn't heard Play Big before, but become friends with them since then, and great.
They're good dudes, eh?
Yeah. Same with Battle Cat, one of the other bands that's on the list.
Right, yeah.
Punk band from Hamilton. Good friends of ours have played a few gigs with them over at the Navara Lounge over in Hamilton, and punk and funny. Their lead singer's he's a crack up. He does all sorts of mad things to get the crowd going, and they're a tight unit. They're really
They are actually, yeah. I was really impressed. The first time I saw them was earlier this year at that punk. Was it
I was down in the Incubator.
Punk
Yeah.
And I was really impressed. They're tight as.
Yeah.
Was that the gig with Motorboat?
Yeah.
No.
Different one.
No, that was a different one. Motorboat. You're thinking of the one with Legion of Dissent, Motorboat.
Oh yeah.
This was an afternoon gig, yeah?
This was an afternoon gig with Liberated Squid.
No, it was Liberated Squid because we stepped in because was it Primacy Cancel?
Oh yeah, someone had a baby.
That's right. That's right. Yeah,
It wasn't the lead singer.
Yeah.
Someone else. What? There's more babies in that band? Oh, God.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it was a very good excuse. I mean, of all the excuses.
Yeah.
You can't sort of say no to the wife for that one.
No.
But I'm playing a gig.
That's one of the only
But I'm
ones.
having a baby. Well, you wouldn't.
So it was you guys that stepped in, eh?
It was the other band. I'm in Liberated Squid.
Yeah, that was a good night. Talking about Motorboat.
Yeah.
They were a band that was meant to play
That's right.
at this year's RockFest, and I was really looking forward to playing with them because, as you know, they're awesome.
Great band.
Great band, great people.
Jack's hurt a shoulder, so
I know.
Yeah,
split out one of his shoulders.
Yeah.
Quite majorly, which means you can't play for a few months. So that's when we had to replace. We got Death Note to replace them, who are also equally good band. But hopefully next year we'll have Motorboat for the RockFest. So your Battle Cat, Mark Saunders, lead singer, great guy, great band. Looking forward to having them. So they're kind of punk, is that right?
Yeah.
Punk rock.
Very much punk. Yeah. And very funny. And he just takes the piss out of himself. Something chronic. He doesn't hold back. He doesn't care. Hey, he just
the song Propane. It's so simple, but
it's about his mad life. Was that the mad one in the UK? He's got a couple of mad songs about doing things which we won't discuss on camera.
Right.
But he's certainly lived his life to the full, and he's a crack up. He's really funny.
I believe they're on second after you guys. Is that right? Yeah. Well, and then this is part of the reason I have the Carradines on first is because I just
because we go to bed early. We're old.
And the fact that you can start drinking earlier, but
that's good.
You can ease the people into it because you start with some gentler songs like Stalker or something, ease them into it, and then assault them.
Scare them away if we start with that.
And then assault them at the end of the set, just in time to be
assault them through with everything.
Yeah, I tend to just think beat the hell out of them. Just like, here we go, shut the doors.
Yeah.
you're here.
By the end of the night, you guys are going to be, you're going to have to really turn it on.
Yeah, we'll just keep it straight down the middle and just turn it up to 11. It's the new policy.
Get Les to smack the absolute crap out of the drums.
Les has played a couple of gigs before. I'm pretty sure he'll be alright.
That's a good segue into...
and Ian will scare everybody from leaving.
Yeah.
He'll just menace them.
Yeah.
He is, it's like, I don't know how tall he is. We were just discussing this before. He's like, you know, in old school language, he's like 6'3", 6'4". He's massive.
We could probably,
I get on the microphone after him. I have to drop it down like this. Even if I sang Levy style, I'd still have to have a stool to stand on to.
We could make a bit of a celebrity out of Ian. You could have a competition to guess Ian's height.
Yeah.
Because he's on twice. He's in
when you wait in
two of the local bands. Yeah.
Yes.
So we could have a guess how tall Ian, the master bass player, is.
Win a free drink or a free feed.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we're looking at having a happy hour. Might be more like a happy 2 hours at the beginning of the night. I've already talked to Jay about this, so this is on the cards.
Damn, and we have to go first.
You can take extra drinks on stage.
So another reason for all you metalheads and rockers to come early is because we will be having discounted drinks, like I say, a happy hour, a happy 2 hour for the start of the RockFest. As well as that, we will be having food served upstairs here from the kitchen. This is kind of a mini Hellfest.
Yeah. Well, it's 7 hours, isn't it? So,
It actually, I don't like to say it because that sounds like a long time, but it is probably about 7 hours when you add it all up.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's, 8 bands playing decent amount of time, playing hard out, and
you're not going to be bored.
You can't do better than that. It's only $15 if you buy the tickets before time, and
get them now.
25 if you're on the door, but $25 is still cheap for 8 bands and 7 hours worth of music.
Yeah, and we don't mind if you want to. We would prefer you to pay in advance, but we don't mind if you want to pay an extra $10 on the door because that's more money for the Cancer Society.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
which is worth mentioning that we really do want to raise 3 or 4 times more money this year for the Cancer Society. Hey, before you mention Les, now Les has a bit of a history. Tell us about that.
Mr. Les Robinson. Yeah. Okay, so he was in a legendary. Well, everybody else knew they were legendary, except for me when I first met him. So,
is that right?
Yeah. So he was in the Nod from Taranaki, and
played with the Nod way back.
Yeah, everybody except me has.
I played with the Nod.
There you go.
Or Sticky Filth, maybe both of them actually.
Yeah. So he's been to the top and the bottom of the industry in various shapes and forms. But I met him on the old-fashioned way on a notice board in the music shop.
Right.
And he was actually advertising as a bass player, so he's a multi-instrumentalist. And he came and I said, well, I need a drummer, and he goes, okay, well, that's fine.
I'll do that.
And he came and
one of those annoying people that can do everything.
Yeah. He actually did his audition for drums on the bass, and I went, well, if you can play the bass that well, you're in as drummer. So that was it.
Get him doing both, double kick and bass.
Absolutely.
Like in
Swampland.
Swamp Thing.
Yes. So I didn't know anything about the Nod, so then hence went and looked him up, and I was like, okay.
He's a very, very fine drummer.
That's absolutely. So that's Mr. Robinson. He'll be here. Let's hope, as long as there's no troubles flying back from Australia on the day.
As long as there's no more fuel shortages. With the RockFest, we've talked about most of the bands. Who have we left out? I know we've left
Caridian.
Yeah.
Much about those boys.
Now they're a band that's up on the rise. We won't talk about another gig that they're performing.
Close by,
as we do, this is all about the RockFest today.
Yeah.
But the guys are really good, and they are fully into supporting this event. They've played here a couple of times before.
Yeah, played with the Eternal Sea, and
fantastic band.
In fact, they played at Jack's.
Crazy Jacks. Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, which I hadn't realised. I stumbled upon the Crazy Jacks Facebook page the other day, and was looking at Eternal Sea, and because I was wondering, how did Eternal Sea know Caridian? And of course, there's actually a video of Caridian, early days Caridian, on the Crazy Jacks.
Was that before
page.
Ditty joined the band? Because I know they were three-piece instrumental band.
No, they had a singer. So
right.
So that must have been, and that must have been near the very end of Jacks, because how long has it been gone?
It's been
2
years at least,
yeah.
maybe closer to 3. It's quite a while.
Actually, the interesting thing is that one of our bands, Death Note, for the RockFest this year, performed at that very last Crazy Jacks gig.
The final night, did
The
they?
final night, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It was a good night, actually.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame the place closing down, but it was a good venue, but it had its problems as well, not being able to start till 11 o'clock at night till the restaurants had closed. But it was good in the fact that it was one of the last places where punk and metal bands could play, or any sort of heavy rock.
It was accessible.
Yeah.
I've never played there, but it was. I've driven past many a time.
I've played there a few times.
Finished a gig down the road, and these hard out dudes would be still going.
Yeah.
Actually, the Carradines, I think, played their first gig there. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it's quite famous in New Zealand, actually. It's been going for 15 or more years.
Right.
It's definitely picked up a name all around the country. People still ask me, because as a promoter, can we play at Crazy Jacks? And I have to remind them, it's actually closed down.
Yeah.
So nowadays we've got the Totara St and a few other venues which will remain nameless right now because it's out of our loyalty to the amazing Totara St.
For sure, yeah. And in fact, Jacks was only really closed down because of the earthquake structuring. That was the main reason.
Really?
The building itself was condemned.
Mm-hmm. Is that right?
Yeah. But as far as I know,
Jack had finished, but it was still going with someone else.
But hasn't it turned into floor?
It has, yeah.
So
I presume that it's just for until it gets
right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Didn't know that. Yeah.
It'll be owned by someone who owns a block. Right. But it was. It's not far now anyway. But yes, we digress.
So going back to Caridian, they used to be a three-piece instrumental band. You guys didn't know that?
No. I hadn't really heard of Caridian before last year. Off my radar, unfortunately, because I've seen them a couple of times now.
I haven't seen them yet. So
very good band.
Yeah. I've heard that not the last single, the first single that they did, which actually Les and I were listening to when we were driving to Auckland to go to Roundhead and do our own recording.
Right.
And I'd come across Caridian and said, listen to this. And just the wall of guitar was just brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've got, I think they've got a whole new album out now. It's just been released, or was about to be released, because I got
maybe just about to. Yeah, I haven't seen anything.
I've been sent the link from Lisa Jones.
Right.
Music.net.nz. Great supporter of New Zealand music, and she's hooked me up with their new music for my radio show.
Right, cool. Yeah.
Which I've got all queued up for the next few shows.
That's a group that Corinne does a lot of photography for, right?
Yeah, she does. By the way, Corinne Rutherford, she'll be an official RockFest photographer, so
check out her site, Pixel Fairy too. She does some fantastic rock shots as well as other things.
She's
a
very
nice
talented
lady too.
Yeah. She's been doing really well in the last year. She's done a few photo shoots for Poly Steve Chain.
She's done quite a bit for us too, both the bands I'm in,
and myself. I think actually me and Corinne had a bit of a laugh about this. She's photographed 6 of the 8 bands performing this year.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say that most of her pictures on the site, aren't they?
I know, which was great because she put this amazing montage together of those 6 bands. So after this year, she'll be able to add another 2 bands. To that.
Yeah, she's a huge supporter of local music, so get behind her. She's
kudos to her.
Yeah.
Pixel Fairy Photography. And as well, we will also be looking at having I haven't completely secured it right now, but I really hope to. A full film crew, 3 or 4 cameras, filming the entire. They can only a lot of memory sticks, I think, but we'll try and film the whole night.
Yeah.
Jeez, might have to get my hair done.
Really?
But makeup.
No, not really.
I noticed it's getting a bit long there now.
Oh no.
Catching up to
Just
me.
lazy.
Just run your hands through it, mate. You'll be fine.
No, yeah. Just get around a bit. No, just sort of, it's all fun.
Yeah. We have to do a few Facebook Live posts on the night, which could be quite cool. Just fire that up, maybe to King Promotions page.
Or Kiss FM. I know that Max Christopherson for Kiss FM is quite keen to do that sort of thing. He tried doing it last year. We had technical problems.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of sponsors, by the way, I should do a bit of name plugging here. We've got Kiss FM, the local Bay Rock FM, The Station, which is Grant Hyssop's new station.
Yep.
Those 3 stations are the main local radio that are supporting the event and playing the 3 local bands.
That's
your
right.
bands.
Yep. The only station in New Zealand broadcasting out of a record shop.
That's the station.
He's got that one. Yep.
We should give it. Do we give him a bit of a plug for his shop?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Vinyl Destination in Main Street, Tauranga. That's the
Devonport
Tauranga shops in
Devonport Road.
Devonport Road. Yeah. Vinyl Destination, which is also where he broadcasts his new radio station, which is called The Station.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Grant Hyssop is also an artist. Does artist management for quite a few big name bands and artists.
Started up the rock radio station.
Yeah, exactly. He this band here was actually signed to his Hark Records label through the Rock before he sold it on to sold the Rock onto I believe Media Works or something. Yeah. So anything, going back to the RockFest, is there anything else with the RockFest that we can share with people who have never come and that they can look forward
maybe
to?
the start time.
The start time? What?
5:30 when you
5:30?
5:30. Yeah.
5:30 the doors open, and 6 o'clock is the first your band is performing. So create a little bit more of a community spirit and
just opportunity to
somewhere to
come
wear
and see
your
something.
black jeans and black t-shirt.
Indeed.
Be yourself.
You don't have to wear that.
Well, I mean, your song from the Carradines.
Oh, that was Vern, our drummer. He said he wanted to be buried in his boots and black jeans.
Bury me in black jeans.
Became a song, and
One of your classics now, really.
Yeah, you've been playing it a bit on your show, which has been much appreciated.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, a few of the other songs that you have too, like Stalker, Envy, and Road Rage are also great songs.
Yeah, well, Road Rage came about from just driving around Tauranga. And actually our guitarist Brett writes all the stuff, so if you ever listen, it's not my fault. He's got a sick mind, but he's very funny. Very funny.
It was all entertainment. Actually, that just reminded me. Sorry, Brendan. We'll
That's cool.
I'll come back to your.
We're chilling.
I'll come back to your. Yeah, she had something I was wanting to talk about, which she mentioned. But with the Carradines, the song "Stalker." Let me think. It was actually one of the most popular songs with the ladies.
Which is weird because we keep giving, after we played the song, we offered to give any of the ladies a lift home, and we haven't had any takers so far. So
Well, really,
not for me anyway. I'm a married man, but the other 2 guys are completely available as far as I know.
You don't think that's got anything to do with wearing undies on your head in the last song?
Well, that could have been.
No.
Well, Brett, he I don't know where he got these undies from. They maybe from somebody's line. So if you've got a pair of undies missing, I'm very sorry. But yeah, they always end up on the end of my bass, and it was so hot at the gig last year, I ended up with them on my head, soaking up the sweat. So yeah, it was a bit of fun.
I see them moving around the stage.
I was just hoping that they'd been washed. I was advised they had been.
That's a crack up. Anyway, the interesting thing, maybe the ironic thing is that the ladies enjoy that song the most.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird because I think they're paying attention to the lyrics.
Well, they realise it's very tongue-in-cheek, you know.
Yeah.
It's it is. It is what it is. That's about a weird dude that's a stalker and the things he does. Yeah, and yeah, Brett's a funny writer. He's got an amazing. He's an amazing guitarist too. He's a very good guitarist.
Very entertaining guy to watch.
Yeah, it's mad practicing with him, you know, jamming with him, because he just, you know, lyrics off the cuff, just makes them up on the spur of the moment, and they're just funny as hell. Vern and I are just pissing ourselves laughing when he just makes things up, and you're like, did you really say that? You know, sometimes you're like, oh, that's a bit shocking. So he revises them a little bit, but not too much.
Not too much, because I've been playing the Stalker on my radio show, which was a little bit risque. But every time I play that song, which I have been on my computer, it cracks me up. There's a few moments. I can't say it on camera, but the lines are just—it's up there with Steel Panther, but in a different way.
Yeah.
Hey,
we're not that pretty, so we have to rely on our musicianship rather than our looks like Steel Panther. Yeah.
Hey, so you mentioned before, Brendan, about the RockFest being a great opportunity for independent local bands.
Yeah, and for the people, I was really meaning from the people's perspective or the punters' perspective, because if guys like you, are not going to put these gigs on, then you're just left with your normal Friday and Saturday night originals gigs, which get very, very little support. So it's kind of like everybody banding together, if you will, for the same cause. You know?
Exactly.
It's no different for the punters. You know, the punters don't get to go to gigs of this standard very often in Tauranga.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
And totally original music.
Where there's local bands playing is what I mean. You know, there's a few touring acts coming through, but even that is not what it used to be. So while there is the opportunity to come to gigs like this, people need to take that opportunity.
They do, and the RockFest is if there's one gig in the whole year. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think you should go and support all the gigs that come through town for original rock and other genres. But if there's one gig that you don't want to miss, it's the RockFest.
That's right. Yeah. The professional level.
Professional level, and that's true. I mean, we're not just saying that. We're veteran musicians ourselves, been doing it for 25
It's done properly.
years.
Well, the other thing is, you know, the flip side of it is, you come and support this. It shows that Tauranga can put on good gigs for rock, and other bands come through. They see the publicity, they see the stuff online, and you know, it draws people in. It draws more bands.
It does. Yeah, and that's the thing. And I want to draw attention to these bands. I want people to come along and support them. And they're worth seeing. They really are, because let's face it, originals. If you have good songs, which all these bands do, playing those originals, I think, has more passion and impact and energy than a band does playing covers.
Sure. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Without
definitely.
a doubt.
Because you do both, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I play anything. I'm a complete slut. Got a gig going? Yeah, sweet as. What do you want to play? But it has that's more from an industry perspective, and that we know there's no cash to be had in original music, and so how does anyone afford to buy guitars and drums?
They work at the same time. But
I do that as well.
It's a passion thing, you know.
It's also a case of, there's a lot of guys around town like me that do both, where if you want to play music and you want to be able to do it regularly, you've sort of got to do anything that comes by. So Yeah, I mean, some people don't. I mean, you don't necessarily do a lot of covers. You do a lot. You play in 2 originals bands, so it's a different thing. But.
I have done in the past, but it's mainly been pretty sort of out there covers. But I mean, certainly in Tauranga, if you wanted to make a living from music, you'd have to do covers. You couldn't go any other way.
And I wouldn't call that a living either. I would call that eating.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's you know, if you actually want to make some money from it.
Yeah. If you want to make money from music, go overseas.
I
mean, the covers bands don't get paid much, so it's there's always that originals versus covers thing, but I don't see it that way anymore because I've been on both sides of the fence. To me, it's all music. It's just a matter of what you're playing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that simple. It's not really about money. I don't know any covers bands, myself included, that would say that they make money. They cover costs.
No, not anymore. It used to be the way, but not anymore.
Yeah, well, when I started in the cover scene 26 years ago or something, the going rate was $500 for a band, and that hasn't gone up much in 25 years.
You're lucky to get that. Yes.
In pubs,
yeah. Unless you're doing a corporate gig
or private gigs or the wedding circuit or any of that. It's that whole pub thing has just died because of people and wanting to see duos and wanting to go out and talk to each other rather than jump up and down and rage, which in a way is kind of fair. It's I grew up in Dunedin where there was and when I was 19, there was a covers circuit and an original circuit which coexisted, no problem at all. There was 7 full-size covers gigs that could be played, and I don't want to over-exaggerate the money, but it was probably an average of 800 a night because there was just that many people that wanted to go out and watch.
I mean, you're in a decent student town where people actually did go out when students could afford to go out and do stuff. Students can't even afford to do that now.
It's all just music though, because I mean, I'm not talking about April Sun and Cuba and Wagon Wheel type covers here. I'm talking about Faith No More and Ramones and hard out rock good covers, Beastie Boys and all that sort of thing.
Oh, sweet!
That's what a lot of did. There's always your Boys Light Up and your April Sun, Cuba bits and pieces.
The Gambler.
There was just such a variety of places to play that was a really good scene, and that was all completely removed from the original scene where there was 5 or 6 places to play solely originals as well.
Well, we used to have a bit of that here in Tauranga, but
I don't.
But I mean, there's very few places to play now, and with the price of drinks gone up and
drink driving,
the biggest one, the drink driving, and
it is.
There's just not many places to play, and I think some of the bar owners seem to be like, not here, but some of the other bars seem to think it's we'll give you the chance to play live. For a couple of drinks, It's like,
you've got to stay.
You're not really doing us a favour. It's good to get out there and play live. It's always the best playing live.
And playing originals live is for me is the pinnacle.
Absolutely.
And I don't mean to be a snob, but I think we can all
I totally agree with
that.
Well, there is no better feeling than playing a song that you wrote in your bedroom with
it's your art, it's your craft,
you're connected directly to that, so it's going to come out. Rather than playing somebody else's song.
Well, you didn't write it. It's that simple. It's not yours.
It's not yours. I mean, you can go and see a tribute band that does Bon Jovi really well. But there will be a bit of magic missing from that. Whereas if you go and see the Carradines or Apollo Steam Train,
absolutely.
The magic is all there because you're playing your own songs. And that's what I love about original music and what the RockFest is all about.
Absolutely.
By the way, let me introduce the
logo.
Does he have a name? What's it?
Well, I call him the mascot, the RockFest mascot, but I haven't actually named him yet.
Mascot.
We
could have a competition to name him there.
There we go.
Name the rock mascot.
name the rock mascot and name the height of Ian.
Is that 2 questions?
Yep. The Carradines will chuck in some merch if you can do that.
Yeah, but talking about this fellow here, he is a bit of a mischievous little character, and he pops up everywhere. You'll see him on Instagram and Facebook, and he's got a mind of his own. So he'll be here for the RockFest, looking over you guys from the back of the stage. Ooh. Checking out all your mistakes.
He'll be waiting for me to make mistakes.
Yeah. That's your next tattoo.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. On each nipple.
Yeah, but I mean, so anyway, let's wrap this up. Thank you very much, John and Brenda, for coming along.
No worries, man.
Is there anything you'd like to say to sort of wrap this all up about the RockFest?
No, just be here, 5:30.
Yeah.
Yes.
Turn off Netflix and come and watch some local music.
Yep.
Indeed.
Well,
get your tickets early. $15. I mean, $15 is what, a pint and a half.
For 8 bands.
For 8 bands.
Yeah.
Or you can pay $25 at the door, which is still really good for 8 bands. You know.
There's only 2.5 drinks.
Yeah.
Probably not even that. Maybe 2 drinks if you drink craft beer or whatever.
Exactly. Not that that's a plug or anything.
It's about $1.80 a band. Yeah, I'll play for $1.80.
I know, and I feel a little bit bad.
That's probably what we usually get.
Yeah, that's more than we usually get.
So come along, you won't regret it. This year, this is the second year for the RockFest, and already we've had 3 times as much interest with the event. You can check out, you can keep an eye on updates for the RockFest on Facebook for the RockFest Mount Maunganui event page.
Yeah. Yep. There's a bit of a clip on there too of a little bit of each of the bands.
Yeah.
The stuff that our good band member Brett put together.
Yeah. Courtesy of Brett Williams, who did a great job of, it's only 90 seconds of your time. You can check it out.
Get a clip of all the bands and...
So there we go.
Be hooked.
Exactly, there we go. We'll see you there on 28th, that's Saturday the 28th of October, in about 4 weeks' time. Come along, meet the mascot and meet these guys.
Just in case no one knows where Totara Street is, it's in Totara Street. Number 11.
Number 11. That's Mount Maunganui, very close to the Pizza Library and just down from Rosie O'Grady's.
Yeah, so it's at the Mount end of the street there.
Fantastic venue, and it's going to be a fantastic night. See you guys there.
Yeah.
Be there.
Be there.
Be there.
What's